Hey, family, what's going on? I'm so glad that you are here with us. Welcome to Word on the Street. I'm so glad that you are here. But listen, wherever you're tuning in from, do us a favor. I want you to like, share, and comment. And if you are tied up right now, come back and hit the replay. Again, come back and hit the replay. All right. So let's do this. Let me make sure that I'm sharing it as well, because I'm asking you to share it. Let me make sure I'm sharing it as well. All right. So
what's up, y'all?
What's going on? I'm sorry. Hey,
Pastor J.
Pastor K is in the building. Man, I'm so forgive me.
Well, I need no introduction.
Yikes.
You know me or you don't.
My bad on that one. I'm just wanting to make sure that I share this live as well. So if you're on Facebook, it might be somewhat of a delay. But if you're on YouTube, if you're on, let's do this. I am going to.
So we want everybody to jump on, no matter where you're watching from.
Yes.
If you're watching from YouTube, if you're watching from Facebook, y'all share it. Tell somebody, tell everybody tonight. We want to get into some really good conversation surrounding mental health. And we know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's a very serious subject and topic. And we're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to get into all of the things. And I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great conversation. I'm excited to have this conversation with you guys. Me and Pastor Jay have just really been bouncing off of each other, you know, some of our experiences, some that we've had since we've been married, and some we've had when we were single many, many years ago. But it affected us all the same. And we want to make sure that we can hit everything moving tonight. So tell somebody, share this video, share this live. Get your family, get your friends in here, your spouse, and we're going to just talk a little bit. We're going to have some conversation.
Listen,
y'all share.
There's more than one way, I believe, to get to the destination. And we're going to go live from several pages. All right.
Capture.
All right. Let's do this.
So I'm excited. I'm sharing right now too. Come on and jump on there and jump in the shares. We ready? Let's see. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're on YouTube, tell us where you're watching from. If you're on Facebook, where you're watching from. If you're home, if you're in Georgia, wherever you're from, let us know. We're excited. I'm excited to get into the conversation. Come on. We're getting ready to do it. We're sharing. That's what we're doing.
We're sharing. That's what
we're sharing. Doing. So we're going to do this for the rest of this month. We're very excited to get into more of these topics. Last week was so amazing. If you were on here last week and you were blessed, please let us know the testimonies that come through. If God does something for you during the week, it's encouragement to our pastor. And we are committed to Word on the Street. We're excited that we have been able to jumpstart this thing and get on here every Thursday. And Pastor Lewis has been encouraging us. Word on the Street is, if you ain't been on here before tonight, you need to get on here every Thursday.
Let's go. Do me a favor. I want to make sure that we are, reaching who we need to reach here. And so I want to make sure that this is being shared. So I'm sharing it as well.
You're doing it. Tell everybody. And we're going to take our time. We don't want to stay on here long, but we want to make sure that we say what needs to be said, and that everything that we prepared is heard.
Yes, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I think we are.
Are we there?
I think we're rocking and rolling right now.
All right.
Listen, so this week we're talking about marriage, ministry, and the mind. Again, marriage, ministry, and the mind. I'm so glad that you all are here. I see those numbers going up, so I'm so glad that people are jumping on. But yes, we're talking about marriage ministry to mind. We're going live from Instagram as well. We're going live from Instagram as well. From everywhere.
I mean, we might as well get
There you go.
Instagram.
There you go. So just pardon us for taking just a little bit more time in the beginning to make sure that we're reaching the audience that we need to reach.
That's
All right. So let's jump in there. We are talking about marriage. Now, listen.
We're not talking about marriage.
Marriage ministry in the mind. Well, we're talking about. Well, I'm sorry. We're discussing
Tonight. Welcome to Word on the Street. That's number one.
Yes. Welcome to Word on the Street.
Welcome to Word on the Street. For those who have never been here before, we want to welcome you to Word on the Street. We do this every single Thursday. And tonight, Word on the Street is we're talking about mental health.
Yes.
And last week we were blessed. Pastor Lewis blessed us tremendously last week, talking about self. We're talking about our own personal things that we go through in our mental health. We want to make sure that we highlight this month. This is an important month to highlight.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
it's important. It's important because so many people are struggling. So many people are going through things that we never talk about, things that we never say. If you see me looking at all the cameras, I'm looking at Instagram, I'm looking at Facebook,
we everywhere.
YouTube,
Instagram.
Hey, y'all. Y'all can't see Pastor David. He in here.
I'm right here.
And we welcome you to Word on the Street. So tonight, we are still under the umbrella of mental health, but we're going to be talking about three things under that mental health umbrella. We're going to talk about marriage, ministry, and the mind. When you think about marriage, we don't want you to just think married as in we're married. Think about any relationship that requires two people, partnership, whether it's, friendship, dating, engaged, married, whatever those relationships look like. When it comes to your mental health and how you are able to manage another relationship with someone else, and struggling in your mental health.
Definitely.
It's important to talk about because I see a lot of times on social media where a lot of people are like, you didn't check on me, you're not my real friend, da 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 da. And so I always chuckle when I see those kinds of messages and those kinds of things because I realize, I understand that not everybody is in the same space in their mental health.
Exactly.
And just because I didn't check on you doesn't mean I don't care about you.
Exactly.
It just means I might have been going through something that you didn't even know I was going through.
Right.
If my mental health was affected and I couldn't be the best version of myself for you or even for myself. So I definitely don't have anything to give to a friendship, a relationship, an engagement, a marriage, whatever that looks like, whatever that relationship looks like for you. And so we want to make sure that we're going to get into these topics tonight because we want to bring resolution to those who are struggling in these areas, marriage, ministry, and the mind concerning your mental health. It's an important conversation to have.
It is an extremely important conversation to have. And so,
what do you think?
About what?
What do you think about? We starting out strong. We're going right into the relationships.
So I think that when it comes to relationship, you definitely you're definitely going to have to give a portion of yourself. But a lot of times, as couples, you can deal with burnout simply because of the fact that you don't have time set aside for yourself to deal with your own your own mental stability and security. So because you're always giving, so it becomes somewhat of a strain on you as a individual inside a relationship, and so your mental health or your mental strength and capacity is challenged a lot of times because I'll just say this as a husband.
Best place to talk from, a place that you know. A place that's familiar.
Yeah, definitely. So I think as a husband, oftentimes you're always looking to give or please the individual that you're with in the relationship. And sometimes you can run on quarter of a tank.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Been there and done that. Been there and done that. I can think of several examples, even before I was married. I was as a young person growing up, going through a lot of things in my childhood.
Yeah.
A lot of things in my teen years. Losing a parent as a preteen.
Yeah.
And being raised by a single mother.
Yeah.
My mental health was absolutely challenged, especially because of the way that my father died.
Okay.
Yesterday, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, for those that don't know, yesterday we celebrated 32 years since my father and my siblings' father passed by suicide, by way of suicide. My siblings and I were in the very next room, and we grew up. I was 12 when my dad committed suicide, 1992, 12 years old. And it was difficult.
Yeah.
And we didn't understand all of that surrounded even the subject of suicide. I was too young to even understand what that really meant, why he would do something like that when he had a family. And it affected us in such it affected us in a negative way, because there was back then you didn't have those conversations. You didn't talk about mental health. You didn't talk about going to a doctor. People, I'm not saying we wasn't seeing therapists like that. Okay, and so because of that, when it happened, it's like, oh my gosh, where do I go from here? Should we be talking to somebody? And with the limited knowledge that everyone has surrounding the subject, we just weren't afforded that kind of thing to go and have a conversation with someone after it happened. So here we are, 11, 12, 14, and 16, fatherless, not understanding why and what all was going on and where he was at in his mind. He seemed well, to me, from what I could see, he seemed well, and then he was 1 hour, and the next he wasn't.
So, with what you went through as a teenager, how did that impact your mental capacity or availability in future relationships?
Well, there were so many things. Because again, we were not afforded the opportunity to go anywhere and talk to anybody. We just carried it. I started having children, but I was still carrying it. I was carrying the thing that we never were afforded an opportunity to talk out. Yeah. And so I meet a yeah. Go ahead.
No, you just said something. You had to carry the thing that you were not able to talk out.
Yeah, I carried it. I had to carry it everywhere. I had 2 children. I carried it. I think I spoke about this some time ago. I ministered some time ago. I don't remember, some years ago, about how TJ, everybody knows TJ, that's my oldest son. He was my hip baby, and I was going through such a terrible depression that I would lay in the bed all day long, and TJ would be laying in the bed right beside me. I would do everything from the bed. TJ would eat from the bed. I would feed TJ, but I was still laying there. The only thing I would get up to do was give him something to eat, but I would bring it right back to the bed. TJ would watch cartoons all day long while I sat there from the bed. Yeah, I sat there from the bed, and I was struggling because, again, here I am carrying that thing that had happened to us so long ago that I was never afforded an opportunity to go and talk to anybody about, because my mom just didn't know to do that. It wasn't anything. We just didn't do that back in those times. And so no fault of anybody's, but it just wasn't an option at that time. And so I have kids, I'm not talking. And then I meet a man. I meet a very nice man. I met a nice man who had decided that he wanted to love me. And I still hadn't talked out that thing.
Wow.
And so now I meet a nice man who likes me, who said I look good, and he want to marry me. Oh, honey, you want to marry me? Okay. But because I still ain't talked that thing out, I'm going to get married with this monkey still on my back.
Wow.
And now I've brought the thing that happened to me at 12 that I never was afforded an opportunity to talk about with me into my marriage. So now it's not just a me problem. I've made the me problem a we problem.
So no, this just blessed me right here. So because you did not were not afforded, because of course you was a teenager, you were not afforded an opportunity to address trauma or challenges, emotional challenges, mental challenges in your life. You brought into a relationship, or you, I want to say unfairly, but you just assigned what you didn't deal with to the person that you was with, which was me. And I was oblivious to it.
Now I'm gonna tell y'all what little Erykah Badu has said. This is what Erykah Badu, I don't know, Sister Erykah Badu has said.
Oh man.
Bag lady, who know the rest? You gonna hurt your back. Dragging all them bags like that.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Now, what Sister Erykah said, I didn't say. And Sister Erykah had said it. And it's exactly what happened.
What happened?
That is exactly what happened.
But you also gave your bags to someone else to carry as well.
I did.
Gotcha.
I did. And so what happened was, now I met a man who said he liked me, who said I look good and he want to marry me. Yeah. And then we get married. And now I done made the me problem a we problem.
Right.
He didn't ask for that. He didn't ask for. In fact, I'm sure that he had wished that I would have dealt with me before I made it a we problem.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Not that you didn't have stuff.
Oh, I was going to say.
Because, Not that you didn't have stuff.
Yeah, I don't want anybody.
Not that you didn't have stuff, but but that's the thing. Now you got two people who got childhood issues and problems that were never talked about and never dealt with, that come together, create a marriage, and make all of the me problems we problems.
Yeah, and that's going both ways. And also, individuals, of course, we got married in the early 20s.
We did.
But also, we, on top of things that we did not deal with or address in our teenage or childhood, whatever the case may be, now you're challenged with learning somewhat how to be an adult, or how, or what you like, what you don't like, what are you trying to, formulate into. And also, let me say this. Let me just say this. And this is not Pastor Jay taking a shot at the churches, the church, but there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure that was applied. Yeah. And maybe it was verbally or us just looking at couples, whatever the case may be. But there was a lot of pressure to present yourself as a perfect unit, a perfect couple, without issues, without challenges, without misunderstandings. It was a lot of pressure that is placed on you to be all together. And so you end up.
But you think we were young.
Yeah, we were young.
We were early 20s.
Yeah.
My husband was coming to Atlanta to go to college, go to school.
Yeah.
I'm a young mom with 2 children.
Jesus.
And you just wanted Jesus. You wanted Jesus and me.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead and finish the thought, woman of God.
But what happens or happened was now we done got married.
Yeah.
And all of the things that also come with marriage, all of the issues that come with being married, we also now have not just the together issues, but we got all those 2 separate issues. And now we done came together and we done created, what are we calling it? My goodness. It was, to say the least, year 1 through 5 was tough.
it was controlled chaos.
It was controlled chaos.
For me,
It was controlled
like
chaos.
you moved into a management position
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you were not trying to build love,
Yeah.
you're trying to manage issues
And survive.
You survive and
And
manage
survive.
and manage your partner that you would manage them.
Yeah.
You know,
Because it's so easy. That's the other thing too. Let me help somebody. It's so easy to see they problem. It's so I could tell
But
you all
not
the things
you.
that was wrong with him.
right. You got a
I
list.
could run down a list of things that was
You got
wrong
a
with him.
list.
He do this, he do that, and I'm on my knees praying every night. Oh Jesus, help him, Jesus! No, help me,
Help you.
help me, help me. While I'm on my knees praying for him,
Right.
I should have been on my knees praying, asking God to help me,
Mhm.
because we did that for a long time, and what ended up happening was we became the enemies.
Yeah. I almost took his headphones off. Woo, that was good. I get excited with the words. I don't care who said it. The word just blessed me. It blessed me. It blessed me. It blessed me.
But it's the truth.
We became
the enemies
against each other.
to each other. Mhm.
And, so
And it was easy for the real enemy to infiltrate,
the asunder
be asunder. He could come right in.
at any given point because we were
Absolutely.
because our focus
Absolutely.
were more so
On each other.
What's
we
wrong
fought
with
each
you?
other.
We fought each
And
other.
because we were willing to give it all up to be right and
Right.
fight one another, we allowed the asunder. And guess what? I want to say this. The asunder is not just infidelity.
Right.
Let me help you. That's
Right.
not the only asunder.
Right.
So we allowed things
Mhm.
to come in and draw division between us because all I could see was his stuff and all he could see was mine.
It is something that we began. It was something that we adopted and began to live by. That I would rather, I would prefer
Mhm.
to be
Righteous
than right.
than right. Yeah, I'd rather be righteous.
Man, let me hide on that one right there.
I'd rather be righteous than right.
That was.
If that means
yes.
that I have to bow out gracefully and say, you know what?
You got it.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right. Because at the end of the day,
I would be righteous.
I would rather be righteous than to be right.
Than to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's but now I'm not telling you that's easy. That's
it's not easy at all. It ain't easy at all.
It's very hard pill to swallow, y'all.
Yeah.
That's not easy. But I would absolutely rather be righteous than right.
Yeah. And so, it's just it's important to make sure that you are striving every single day, to work on yourself, but also to contribute in a healthy way,
absolutely,
to your relationship.
Let me put a little pin here. Commercial break. Welcome to Word on the Street.
Yeah,
if
Word
you
on
are
the
new
Street.
here,
Word on the Street.
We do this every single Thursday. We are on here. This month May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We're here tonight just talking about mental health.
Yes.
The topic tonight, Word on the Street, is tonight we're talking about marriage, ministry, and the mind. Okay, marriage, ministry, and the mind. Marriage, ministry, and the mind. All right. So we're hitting the topics, but we want to make sure that we put good pins in the different places because it's important that as we enter into all of these, this is not, like I said, it's not just a marriage. When I say marriage, I want you to think of any relationship where it requires two people to be active participants to make it work. Right. So if that's your friendships, if that's you're engaged or whatever the case may be, whatever that is, when your mental health is challenged, it's always going to be an issue in any relationship that you're in.
And hey, hello to my Facebook family, social media family. I don't want you to think that we're ignoring you. We see you all. We see you. Thank you so much.
We love y'all
for jumping on. And let me just say this: when you are stretched to capacity mentally,
absolutely,
it reduces your productivity in every area of your life.
And there's no way that you can give anybody 100% of something that you do not have.
Not even God.
Not even God. And that's the real scary part, is that we're in these relationships and we cannot even give God 100% of what we don't have.
Yeah, or even ourselves.
And we don't even take, the thing is though, what we do in ministry, No, we didn't shift it. We hit relationships, but we got to get into ministry because this is where a lot of us are.
But here's the thing.
They go together.
But they do go together. But I want us to expand our thinking when it comes to ministry. Ministry is more than
absolutely
more.
This ain't preaching.
This ain't no. You ain't not preaching. You know,
we not holding out.
No.
That's not ministry. That's not ministry. Mm-mm. You know that's what people think.
Okay, you already did it one time.
It's
you
true.
Have to do it again. But anyway, so y'all pray for
I
me.
love
Y'all,
when preachers
y'all
do
pray.
that. I
Y'all
love
pray.
when preachers
All
do
right,
that. I
let's
like
move. All right. Man, I tell you. So listen, ministry is more than the microphone. We just leave it there. Lord Jesus. Y'all pray for Pastor K. It's more than the microphone, right?
Y'all quit doing that. It's weird.
She lost the focus, y'all.
I'm back.
I'm back. All right, so ministry is more than.
I miss you, Court.
Ministry is more than.
It's absolutely more though than just preaching,
right? So ministry, you know, for instance, I was at a restaurant last month, and the individual said, "Hey, this is my ministry. I see people, I touch people every single day. I feed people every single day. I'm changing lives every single day. So I just want us to come outside the four walls. That's
absolutely.
I
have a friend, and she may be watching. She may not. I can say her name, but
God bless you, Pastor Levi.
She worked in hospice care,
mm-hmm.
and she would always tell me that she really felt like hospice was her ministry. She felt like the Lord called her to that area, and there was a grace on her life to watch people transition from this life, you know, to beyond. And it definitely has to be a ministry. Anything that the Lord had, anything that you're called to do, that's your grace to, and that's your purpose.
That's your purpose, or
that
you
living feel in it. That's your purpose. And she really felt like that was her purpose. It had to be grace, because Lord knows I wouldn't be able to do that. I know I'm not grace to do that.
Oh.
No. I don't see people leave.
Now, you know, I'll walk right up there.
I know you do. Oh, he love that type of stuff. Not me. I don't.
Go ahead.
If you ain't breathing, I don't want to see you. I can't see you if you're breathing.
My mama used to tell me that she more afraid than people alive. That's what Apostle Lewis said. But anyway, we keep on moving.
Well, but it's important. So let's talk about ministry and your mental health.
Yeah.
And it's a sensitive subject, because what we do is we run on fumes for Jesus.
Right.
Giving him that last little putt.
Right.
You know, when we're about to run out of gas, and it's just, we love to give God that and call it ministry.
This is something that I kind of set with myself. And I kind of learned this lesson real hard when it came to ministry and just being a husband, all things as relates to ministry, that I will oftentimes run beyond the point of my healing.
Come on. Ooh.
So I'm not healed from something, but I'm running out there halfway together.
Come on.
Broken mentally.
Don't we do it?
Depleted.
Don't we do it?
And trying to speak faith to a space that I'm not living in, or speak faith to someone, or get them to a moment where I'm not living in. Right. So it's very imperative not to run beyond your point of healing.
Absolutely.
Deal with what you have encountered. It's real, y'all.
It's real.
You experience it. It is real.
It hurts
you.
With that.
Right.
It affected you. It affects you.
Right.
Not just it affected. It affects you. Whatever that may be. And what you can't do is try to operate outside of the space in which you're healed.
Yeah.
How can you talk to me about forgiveness
and you
don't know how to forgive?
Or how can you talk about moving
redemption
or whatever, you know what? And let me just say this. Let me just say this. I'm not saying that you should just throw in the towel, and not do what God called. What I'm saying is, be okay with sometimes you're not okay.
And sit with it.
Hey,
let that thing,
I need to go talk to somebody, or I need to, I need to take some time for myself, because you know what you're going to do? You're going to operate. You're going to go out there. You're going to operate, and you're going to bleed on people.
Let me
You're
tell
gonna,
you, this is a story. This is a real story.
Go ahead.
Now, y'all, if you know me, if we've ever met, then you know I keeps it 1,000.
Oh, you keeps it 1,000.
Okay, I'm gonna always keep it 1,000 because that's just who I am. Back in 20, I'm gonna give it 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
Right during the pandemic. You remember? Might have been right before the pandemic. My mom died in December of 19.
Yeah.
Right before the pandemic. December of 19. Right, like literally the last week of December in 2019. Right before the pandemic. And so here comes COVID. A few months later, shut the whole place down. And now I'm stuck inside. But prior to that, I remember I had signed up to do a play. I was still working. I was traveling. I was on the road doing what God had called me to do. Again, I was depleted. I had nothing, y'all. I had nothing emotionally. I'm not gonna say I was upset with God, but I was just so grief-stricken. My heart was broken.
That's good.
My heart was broken.
That's good.
I was heartbroken, y'all. I did not know how heartbroken I was until I was having a mental breakdown one day. And I was having very negative thoughts. And I had gotten into a car accident, February of 2020, right before the pandemic. A car came through the light, smack hit me, and all of my airbags. I had just got this X5, BMW X5, whole car total. Couldn't even get out the driver's side. So my mom dies. I'm still going. I'm singing. I'm traveling. I'm about to do a play. I get into a car accident. COVID comes. I am going crazy. And one day I was sharing with my husband that I was really in a bad space and I was having super negative thoughts. And my husband stopped right in that moment. He picked up the phone and he called our insurance company to see if anyone had like emergency services and what we should do because of how I was feeling. Yes, I was saved. I was sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. Could roll on the floor. I could lay. I know if the Lord used me in different capacities to do multiple things for him, and I would have done them in a heartbeat. But I was having a mental breakdown.
And I'm gonna let you finish. But make sure whoever you with or whatever,
people around you,
that they are balanced in vision. Well, as it relates to you, that they're not just so
everything ain't spooky. Everything is not. This was natural.
Let me lay hands on you. No, she does. You ready for this? She didn't need the pastor. She didn't need the preacher, Jared. She needed her husband.
And I said, when we talked about going to the therapist, I said, I don't want anybody that's I don't want a pastor. I don't want to go see a preacher. I don't want nobody who's saved. I want somebody who don't know me, who ain't speaking in tongues. But didn't I tell you that? I said that for real. Like, I don't want nobody I don't want that.
Y'all, excuse me.
I'm not going to the church. I don't want nobody who.
You could have went to the.
I don't want it. They can have it.
Church.
I don't want it. I'm not. I don't want nobody from the church. I need someone who can talk to me in a sober manner, who will not try to. And I'm not saying what I was going through wasn't a spiritual thing, but I didn't want someone who would over spiritualize this very natural thing that I was dealing with. Grief is okay, y'all.
And if you're dealing with
it's okay for you to be hurt, hurting. It's okay to have moments of sadness. It's okay to think about the memories and cry. The tears are okay. The anger is okay. Those are the stages of grief. Grief comes in stages. Y'all, I did all the things to try to be well. I went to this church.
I'm about to say yes.
I went to a church that had grief counseling.
And it blew me away at the number of people that were actually in this class.
And everybody wasn't a member of this church. Somebody told me about it, had shared it with me. And I was like, I'm going to do everything it takes to be healed. Hear me. Yes, I was sad. I cried every single day. I cried at random moments. I could be watching TV. If I see a mom and a daughter get somebody, mother, daughter, anything on TV, y'all, I was crying because I ain't got no mama.
Right.
Okay. I don't have no parents. I would just be crying at random.
Yeah.
I was going insane.
Yeah.
And I did everything that I could think of to be healed, y'all. Everything. If it meant going to a church where nobody knew me there, I was just going in there. They put me in a group with other people. Like, I'm sad because just talking, just trying to be free from grief.
Yeah.
I did everything I could. The one thing that I never did was give up.
Yeah.
I refused to quit. I refused to quit seeking healing. I was like, I do want a counselor. I went to see Dr. Errol. Shout out to Dr. Errol. She's amazing at what she does. I laid my feet on her couch and she talked to me.
Lord knows I forgot that lady's name, but go ahead.
She talked good to me. She did know Jesus, but she did her job. She was a professional. And go ahead.
No, go ahead. And I'm sorry, someone's in my ear, but we'll talk on the next space. I hope I don't forget. But yeah, I hate to interrupt.
No,
you,
go.
But I was thinking about that when you go through grief, and I know we grieve loved ones, but grief can come in. You can grieve a lot of stuff in your life.
It's so many things, y'all.
So many things.
We grieve friendships.
We grieve friendships, seasons, spaces that we were in. We grieve a whole lot of stuff.
It's some people that I love.
Yeah.
That I knew when we disconnected, we would never be connected again. That hurt me.
It hurt.
That hurt me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it hurt me.
Yeah.
And I, because I'm never, I don't go around. I don't have issues in situations like that with people.
Yeah.
However, I was hurt that those relationships didn't continue.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to grieve a relationship,
right.
a friendship.
Right.
It's okay to grieve family,
a ministry,
a pastor,
just it's many things that you can grieve. I'll just say that. And here is the important thing that we. I'm sorry, somebody asked a question.
It's a good one too.
I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. If y'all got questions, throw them in here. We definitely answer them. Somebody said, how do we keep our sympathy for others while grieving? Also keeping our emotions intact. That is something.
It is. So what I want to say to that, and thank you for that. That is an amazing question.
You're right.
And that's the purpose of this, y'all, is that we want to bring solution and resolution to each topic. I was having a conversation with my husband. And so last night, every year, me and my siblings, we go through this, and we have to deal with this every year. So my brother had called. He knows I love him if he's on here. Love you. And so I didn't answer the phone. And so I didn't answer the phone because I was saying to my husband, I said, I don't have the capacity to deal with his emotions and mine. And so I want to say to you, Hitman, how you deal with it is, number one, you got to make you a priority. You always have to be a priority. Your own mental health always has to be a priority.
That's good.
Because there's no way that you can have sympathy for anyone else if your mental health is not intact.
Yeah.
So make you a priority. Then and only then, when you feel that you're strong enough to invite somebody else in, then you have the mental space to set you to the side and bring somebody else in to be sad with or for someone else. But always make your mental health the priority. And
this is what I'm going to say. Even when you feel like you're strong enough to be a support system for someone else, don't make yourself the solution for their mental health. Point them in the direction.
Point them in the right direction.
The right direction that helped you.
Absolutely.
Because now all you're doing is falling back. You don't know how strong you are. That's equivalent to, let's say, someone that dealt with some type of addiction or whatever the case may be, and they're in recovery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, sitting with my wife, I've learned watching these shows on TV and stuff that she be having me watching and stuff.
Come on, watch these shows.
Man, I'm like, what is this? Then I find myself asking, yeah. So you're always I'm serious. I was in church all my life, so I ain't know all this stuff. But you're always, based off watching these shows, people that go on to rehab and stuff like that, they go into sober living.
Absolutely. You
Right.
never go back
to
the place
the atmosphere
where the pain, where the hurt, where you
that
were hurt.
produced that pain, or
Mhm.
produce or
Mhm.
birth that space of what you're dealing with. You go into sober living, and then you're always in recovering.
Absolutely.
I'm 10 years in recovery.
Absolutely.
Such and recovery. So because it always gives you that drive and push to maintain the freedom that you have. And so I want to
let's transition.
I want to give this to you all, that we have to get into a space where we're minding you, where we're dealing with you, and we're making sure that our mental health is intact. All right. So listen. I saw somebody put up here and said that we need. Oh, Christy said we need part 2, 3, and 4. So what we're going to do? We're going to stop tonight.
The Lord heard your cry,
and we're going to come back next week for part 2 of marriage, ministry,
and the
mind. I mean, we man. I was trying to get out of drive. I'm trying to get out of the park to get in drive to move away from the ministry. From the marriage and ministry. But I'm telling you, it's so real. It is so real. All right. So we will be back next week. We're not going to hold you all. I promise you all. Come with your questions. As a matter of fact, grab your friend, your cousin,
absolutely,
Lolly Dolly, and everybody, and bring them next week here on Word on the Street. Listen, if you have any prayer requests, you can shoot them over to the VBC Facebook page, as well as Instagram.
Please, y'all.
YouTube.
Y'all, if you know me, you know I take mental health very seriously. It's a subject that's very dear to my heart. I'm going to always be honest about Kelly.
Yeah.
And I can share a story or 2 or 3 or 10 because it's always ever evolving. Always, things happen that triggers, easy triggers. Oh God, Lord have mercy. And I feel the enemy trying to tailspin me back into a certain space. And I have to fight to keep myself out of the hands that he would love to snatch me up and have what God has put down on the inside of me. He would love to snatch you up and steal what the Lord has put down on the inside. He would love to steal your purpose. He would love to steal your ministry. And Lord knows he wants your mind. But we got to keep talking about this thing because we refuse to let the enemy win. We have so much to do, so much work to do, so many things outside of church that are our purpose that we're supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah.
But when we stay on this when we stay in that tailspin, when grief hits you and you don't know how to unravel yourself out of that space, and you feel yourself going down lower and lower and lower, and it feels like nobody sees, nobody cares, nobody's asking, we gonna talk about it.
Right.
Because what I won't let is the people that I love and that I hold near and dear go down by the hands of the enemy.
Of course.
Oh no, especially not when I can see, when I know it. All it takes is for somebody who's been there to say, hey, it's all right.
Yeah.
We got you.
We got you.
We got you. So we're going to talk about it. We want y'all to talk back. If you have a question, testimony, a story you want to share,
let's talk.
We going to talk about it. This is the place.
This is the place.
The enemy would love to keep our mouths closed about these kinds of subjects, but we come to bust all of that up.
Right.
Because we're going to talk about it so that we can be well, so that we can walk in purpose and do what he's called us to do. Yeah. And so next week, we're going to be right back here next Thursday. I promise part 2 is coming.
Part 2 will be.
We're talking about the mind. We're going to hit some more on ministry.
And marriage.
Those relationships.
Oh, yeah.
We want to talk about those things. We want to make sure that we're really getting down into those things. And so meet us here, y'all. If you have a prayer request, send it to our DM us, inbox us, whatever you got to do. We're praying for each and every one of you. If we see it, it's going in with the rest of the prayers, and we're definitely praying.
Definitely.
Um,
If you would like to listen, on Sundays we come together and we have an awesome time in person. Sundays at 345 115 North Park Drive, Fayetteville, Georgia.
Ooh,
right
he talks
now.
so fast. Jesus, what if somebody want to write it down?
115
Mighty God.
North Park Drive, Fayetteville, Georgia, at 3:45 p.m. every single Sunday.
I would love to see some of my Facebook
yeah,
friends. Y'all come and hang with us.
Hey, one soul at a time.
We're not gonna be there for a long time.
No,
okay?
but we're there for a good
but
time.
It's gonna be a good time.
That's right. And if you'd like to partner with us, no pressure at all, but to continue to help us aid us in ministry, you could sow.
Sister Nisha's gonna put it on our Facebook. She'll put it in the comments on Facebook if you want to sow
via Cash App, $ The Believers, V for Victory, and Believers. So The Believers, and on Cash App and Zelle, Victorious Believers 16 at gmail.com. I'm so glad that you all are here with us. Do us a favor now. Next week, don't make a fool of us. I want y'all to be here with us because we're talking real talk. And I believe as we are sharing our hearts, others are being blessed and being furthered in their call, in their relationship, as well as in life. So
tell somebody, bring somebody.
Bro, I tell you, bring your auntie, bring your cousin, bring your friend, your neighbor.
Especially if it's somebody that you
coworker,
know that's dealing with mental health.
Yes.
If you are dealing with a mental health issue.
Yes. If you
even
are
at this very moment, we take it very seriously, y'all.
Yes.
And so we want you to call somebody.
There's a 1-800 number that you can call, which is going to be 1-800.
If you're not comfortable talking to us, you want to keep your business private, y'all call
1-800-950-6264. Again, 1-800-950-6264. Or if you want to talk to us, you can connect with us here on social media.
Yeah, we love y'all.
Shoot us an inbox.
Thank y'all for hanging with us tonight.
Thank you for hanging with us tonight. You go and have an amazing Thursday, and I'll see you in a week. Take care. Bye.
Love y'all. Bye, guys.